Kevin, and I am a CTO, co-founder of a company called CloudGlue. At CloudGlue, we work on video intelligence in the form of like agentic search and understanding to help unlock insights and data that might be trapped within your videos. So when you think about like an enterprise, there's actually a lot of different types of videos, and within these videos, like if you don't fully understand what's in them, you're gonna leave a lot of information on the table. So at CloudGlue, we help build video understanding systems that help you get the full picture, essentially. To do this, we have three fundamental building blocks. One being extract, and I'll show a demo of each of these, where you use our extraction to convert video information into programmable insights. Next is describe, which is a way to get a play-by-play comprehensive breakdown across modalities of the information in a video. And lastly is like a chat completion API, and you can kind of think of this as like ChatGPT, but for a video collection. So I'll motivate this with like a few different examples of things you can build with CloudGlue. So first, to demonstrate like how you might use extract, say you have like a cooking video and you want to turn it into like, I don't know, like a recipe card. So you might use something like an extract API, give it a YouTube API, give a YouTube URL, and you know, let it bake. And under the hood, what's happening is there's this API where you specify like what information you want. So from that cooking video, I want like the recipe, the name, the ingredients, and like what steps. And like when I get the information in that form, I can like program my website easily against that. That's kind of the idea for extract. So I can go back to, it always happens in live demos. Anyways, like I had I ran this right from the table earlier, but yeah, essentially you get a nice little card like this. So that kind of shows you fun things you can do with extraction. On the describe side, I think a table stakes thing is like summarizing a video. So I'll show an example of that, I guess. For this, I will show how you can do this using CloudGlue through MCP. So you can bring your favorite AI into the game. And I think so I'll let this run. And like, I think what's cool about MCP is like, not only can you like get your information into like the AI, but you can also like interact with other AI tools. So like for this, I also like created a small MCP server that lets you like make images or comics. So I thought like a comic might be a more interesting way to summarize a video than just a description. So this will call out to a different MCP tool that will generate the image, just so you don't just sit there forever. I'll show you what the output kind of looks like. So this is like from an Action Bronson video from the series Fuck That's Delicious, where he's trying to find like the best like pub burgers in New York. And this is kind of like a comic that was generated earlier for this. And then like to like close the loop on like what you might do with chat, we built another little app where we take different conferences, for example. So this was like LangChain's Interrupt, and you can interact with it like you would interact with the chat, except for it's connected to like a collection of videos. So you might ask something like, what are the main topics that were discussed? And then it'll do its thing. Yep. And then like just to show an example of something that's like more like visual in nature, I also like scrape Y Combinator's like YouTube channel and ask it for like a search for videos that have like 3D animations in them. And these were kind of the things that came up there. So that's kind of like the piecemeal things you can do with it. I think aside from like the obvious kind of things you do, I also think there's like interesting things you can do with the information at rest or aggregated. So kind of like to motivate this, like I made a small like gum loop like workflow it's kind of like a low or no code way to like interact with different systems. And for this, I made a thing that like, one of the main things I do on TikTok is like see what I should do when I go to a new city. So with this, like I made a thing that you pass in like the city name, and what we'll do under the hood in the workflow is like scrape TikTok to get, using NumLoop's own things to get videos that are popular for that city. Then like pass it through a step here that like runs through CloudGlue APIs to summarize those different videos scraped. And at the end, it actually sends like an email and like a web page that was generated to summarize what's cool in that city. So like, for example, for Tokyo, you get like an executive overview of something that's cool, different notable places you might want to check out, and like an itinerary. And you can kind of do the same thing for other cities, like Paris, for example. It's like a fun thing you can do when you can like understand and see what's in the video, and you can bring it to your own AI and applications. That's different demos. Yeah, and like I said, I feel like there's like a big gap in like the knowledge that you get from just speech versus being multimodal. I won't go into it, but if you go to the blog, you can see some work that I'm going to present at KDD next week about like the premise of this and why this is important. And yeah, I think basically like text AI in general just misses the full picture. And like when you have multimodal in the loop, like you get like a lot of insights that you just missed by like handling the transcript, which I think is kind of the default. Yeah. This is this is an old slide. Amy's CEO, I'm CTO, and this is a barcode of some sort.
More questions?